the concepts of disease. We will see the concepts of disease causation. We will see what is natural history of a disease, spectrum of disease, and iceberg phenomena. Each of this can come as a question for you, a 5-mark question. What is disease? Oxford English Dictionary says it's a condition of the body or some part of organ of the body in which its functions are disrupted or deranged. Any deviation from the normal functioning or state of complete physical and mental well-being is disease. Concepts of disease, there are some old concepts. Before the time of Louis Pasteur, there are a lot of outdated concepts of health. I have just listed them over here. You don't need to worry about them, but you need to remember none of these stood the test of scientific inquiry. For example, supernatural theory. Health is or disease is because of curse or wrath of gods or something like that. There is another theory you can see there. Miasmatic theory. They thought disease is because of bad air. So they would put a lot of perfumes around the sick people thinking that that would make them healthy. So these are old concepts, just listed, you can just remember them. The modern concepts of disease are these: germ theory, epidemiological triad, multifactorial causation, web of causation. You need to remember all these 4. These concepts started after Louis Pasteur. These are very well accepted. They have stood the test of scientific epidemiology. So the first one amongst them, germ theory of disease, proposed by Louis Pasteur. He conducted his very famous swan neck experiments. You can read about them, where he proved that the microbes were the cause of many known diseases. And diseases don't come just like that out of air. That is because of the microorganisms. Louis Pasteur as well as Robert Koch, they proposed this microbial theory. So this is the germ theory of disease. But this theory was basically applicable for infectious agents and the diseases caused due to them. But what about other diseases? So there was a limitation to germ theory. For example, germ theory could not explain why some people, though infected, do not develop the disease. A lot of us probably have mycobacteria in our respiratory system, even now. But we may not develop the disease. Okay, similarly, some people develop the disease only after, though they may have a hereditary defect, they may not manifest the disease. Okay, so germ theory had its own limitations. So the concept of disease was updated with this concept, which is a very broader concept than just germ theory. In germ theory, you can see agent and host. Only these 2 were considered. But in epidemiological triad, as you can see a triangle written there, which is a triad, which consists of agent, host and environment. Also, this triad has been represented as circles, agent, host and environment, each one of them becoming a circle. And as you can see that there is a shaded area that indicates the disease. So agent has to enter the host and the environment has to favor the agent, then only the disease is produced. And there is an overarching circle which is encompassing all the 3, which is influenced by the time. So this is the concept of epidemiological triad. The circles are called as key circles. Then we have the agent factors. These agent factors, as you know, can be anything. It can be biological agent like a virus or a bacteria. It can be a nutritional agent like deficiency of vitamin C or excess of, let us say, fat. It can be physical agent like heat, cold or pressure. It can be a chemical agent which is from within the body, endogenous, like increased bilirubin leading to jaundice. It can be a social agent like poverty. So these are the agent factors of disease. Epidemiological triad also consists of host and environmental factors. Host factors include demographic factors, biological and genetic factors, social and economic factors that host chooses to be, personality trait, physical exercises, habits and other lifestyle factors that the host chooses. So these are the host factors. Environmental factors include physical environment like air, water, soil. We have airborne, waterborne illnesses. Biological factors in the environment like viruses, fungi, insects, rodents. So many times insects and rodents become the vectors to some diseases. They are not directly agents, but they become the vectors. Psychosocial factors in the environment, for example, health of a person is not just because of his lifestyle, it also is because of how he gets influenced by others in the group. So those are the psychosocial factors which are also determined as environmental factors. You can see social, the word is there in the host also is there in the environment, because a host can choose his social circle, so it becomes a host factor. But sometimes a host cannot control everything, so he has to live in a part of society which he is born with, so it also becomes an environmental factor. Okay, so Pettenkofer proposed a multifactorial causation theory. It's basically the same thing, agent, host and environmental factors, but he said sometimes these act synergistically, sometimes these act independently, sometimes these act jointly and they cause the disease. So this is multifactorial causation of disease. The next concept is the web of causation. It's the same multifactorial causation represented as a web, represented as a web where if you pull one end of the web, the other end also will get influenced. So similarly, dental caries in a child, if you take an example of a disease, it has multiple factors. For example, acid produced by chorionic microflora, but this is influenced by either frequent snacking habits or poor brushing or factors that are there in the parent. For example, parent has poor brushing or single parent family or a working parent. Social messages that the child receives, what other children and other parents do in the school and around, what other communities will do, what are the social norms. So there is a whole list of factors that can lead to dental caries. So this is called as web of causation. Okay, so we covered the modern concepts of disease. We covered germ theory, we covered the epidemiological triad, we covered the web of causation, and we also covered the multifactorial causation. Now we will see the natural history of disease. What does it mean? Basically, natural history means the typical course of an illness if left untreated. It has these sub-phases: pre-pathogenic phase, pathogenesis phase. Within pathogenesis, we have early pathogenesis phase and late pathogenesis phase. In pre-pathogenesis phase, this is a phase preliminary to the onset of the disease in man. Favorable factors are there in the environment and the host is already exposed to the risk of the disease, but he has not still developed the disease. Maybe it's there in the incubation period, or maybe subclinical or preclinical factors have already started. Example, somebody has a high sucrose diet or high S mutans levels in the oral cavity. He is right now caries free, but he has these risk factors. This is called as pre-pathogenesis phase. In pathogenesis phase, the disease has already entered the susceptible host and has started showing its effect. Next concept that we need to know is called a spectrum of disease, similar to what we saw as a spectrum of health. Basically, it says that similar to how a light passing through a prism has multiple colors, the health or disease has multiple shades. It can start from subclinical illness which cannot be even detected. There are mild symptoms, severe symptoms, and fatal cases. So disease varies between this spectrum. This is called a spectrum of disease. The next concept that you need to know, it can come in the exam, is called as iceberg phenomenon. What does this say? If you see an iceberg, a large part of the iceberg is hidden below the water, only a small part is seen above. So in a community, what the physician sees is only the people who have the symptomatic disease. What physician does not see is a pre-symptomatic disease, or people who are in the incubation period, or people whom if we do a lab test we will get to know that they have the agent. So the role of the physician is doctor is to see only the symptomatic people, but the role of a public health person, if you want to control the disease in the community, then you have to identify all these pre-symptomatic people through a process what we call as screening. So the last one, the causes of disease. There are criteria for causality of disease by Bradford Hill. These are 6 of them. Temporal association, that means cause should occur first and then the disease. Strength of association, that means if the agent is in a higher dose, the disease also should be there in a higher dose. Specificity of association, if this agent is there, then only the disease will come, otherwise disease will not come, the Koch's postulate. Then consistency of association. So if a carcinogen is causing lung cancer, then it might also cause skin cancer. So consistency. 5th one, biological plausibility. You should be able to explain how the carcinogen is causing cancer. That is biological plausibility. And coherence. That means there is a theory with which we can explain all these things. So if all these 6 points are there, then we say it's a causative organism or causative agent. Otherwise we say it's a risk factor or it is a background factor. So we never say something is a cause of a disease unless and until it proves all these 6 factors. So these are called as criteria for causality. So just to summarize, we saw the concepts of health in the previous class, WHO definition of health, dimensions of health, operational definition of health, determinants, spectrum and health indicators. And in this class, we have seen the concepts of disease causation, natural history of the disease, iceberg phenomenon and spectrum of the disease. So these are all the concepts of health and concept of disease which can come as a short note for you in the final examination. So that completes the concepts of health and concepts of disease, and you can revise based on whatever has been covered till now. Okay, thank you.